Welcome to Hot Drama TV.
Liu Yuning, the man who turned his concert into a fashion revolution. In the neon night of Shenzhen, the stage glowed like a palace of mirrors. When Liu Yuning appeared under the lights, dressed in a sapphire-blue suit embroidered with flowers that shimmered like constellations, the entire arena erupted. It wasn't just a concert anymore. It was a fashion moment, a visual symphony that fused music, style, and emotion into something unforgettable. People came to hear him sing, but they left talking about his clothes. And that's when you realize, Liu Yuning isn't simply performing songs, he's performing identity. The new language of stage power. Every note he sang carried weight, but every outfit he wore told another story. From the outside, it looked like just another world tour, fans waving light sticks, screens projecting visuals. But Yuning was crafting something deeper. A stage narrative where fashion became language and every fabric movement was a punctuation mark. That's why his fans call his concerts double satisfaction. The music moves the heart. The styling feeds the imagination. When he stepped out in that blue floral jacket, bold yet regal, he wasn't just wearing couture. He was rewriting what it means for a man to own the stage. At nearly 190 centimeters tall, with wide shoulders and a sculpted posture, he commanded attention effortlessly. The audience didn't just see an idol, they saw a figure of control, a man who could take any aesthetic, no matter how daring, and make it his own. When fashion becomes courage. Of course, where there is brilliance, there will always be criticism. Someone online called his look too feminine. That one comment exploded across social platforms. "Yihua," they said, accusing him of dressing like an auntie. But what the critics missed is the heart of high fashion itself. It's not about gender, it's about energy. Liu Yuning didn't react defensively. He didn't need to, because his presence already answered the question. His style didn't weaken masculinity, it redefined it. The way he carried a pink jacket, the way he walked in bell-bottom pants with metal chains, it wasn't girly, it was fearless. And fearlessness is the new strength. He stood as a living argument against the old binary, that elegance and masculinity cannot coexist. His message was clear. You can be both strong and beautiful. A symphony of outfits. Let's rewind the night. The first look. That sapphire-blue floral blazer. Under the spotlight, it reflected like the surface of a deep ocean. The 3D patterns glistened with every movement. It was royal cinematic, a reminder of fairy tale princes, but also warriors who wear charm like armor. The second look. A dark gray suit with black stripes and tassels across the chest. On a hanger it might look heavy, even over-designed, but on Yuning it danced. Every turn, every breath he took, the tassels responded like music notes. What could have been too much became magnetic, alive with motion. Then came the pink moment. A cropped Chanel-inspired jacket paired with flared blue trousers. The crowd screamed before he even sang. Pink, that color everyone says is hard to pull off, suddenly became the color of confidence. He stood in it like a banner of self-assurance. Fans didn't just see a man in pink, they saw a man unafraid of softness. And finally the showstopper. The white robe with metallic armor. Silver shoulders gleamed like celestial wings. He looked like a visitor from another dimension, part prince, part futuristic soldier. The design fused classic couture with sci-fi fantasy, and yet somehow it didn't overshadow him. Instead, he elevated it, proving once again that style only works when personality commands it. Flaws that create conversation. Even perfection needs imperfection to stay human. One outfit, a green plaid suit with shorts, sparked debate. Some loved its playfulness. Others thought the shoes were too ordinary. But that discussion only proved one thing. People were watching. They cared enough to analyze, to argue, to participate. And in the modern age of social media, engagement is the new applause. His team likely knew this. A single controversial look keeps a conversation alive for days, multiplying clips, hashtags, and trend posts. Every frame of his concert was designed not just to impress the live audience, but to dominate timelines afterward. It's not just stage design, it's digital strategy. The real secret, charisma as couture. The article said it best. Liu Yuning's greatest outfit is his presence. He could wear a curtain and make it look like couture. Why? Because what designers create with fabric, he completes with energy. His charisma flows beyond the seams, filling the stage with quiet dominance. Other artists might look overwhelmed by similar outfits, too flashy, too extra. But Yuning's control turns excess into elegance. He proves that style isn't about clothes fitting the body. It's about the soul fitting the moment. That's why he can wear lace, metallic armor, or even painted nails without ever appearing contrived. His confidence neutralizes skepticism. He's not trying to be fashionable. He's simply being himself, and that authenticity becomes the ultimate luxury. Redefining the modern Chinese idol. Beneath all the glamour, there's a cultural statement unfolding. For decades, Chinese male idols were expected to be either stoic heroes or clean-cut, boy-next-door figures. But Liu Yuning's approach breaks that binary. He embraces fashion not as decoration but as self-expression, merging international haute couture with Chinese stage artistry. When global audiences see him, they don't just see a singer. They see a representation of modern Chinese creativity. Bold, refined, and unapologetically individual. He stands alongside the new generation of artists who are reshaping Asia's image in global fashion. From Jackson Wang's conceptual streetwear to G-Dragon's avant-garde gender fluidity. But Yuning's version has its own signature. It's rooted in sincerity. He's not shocking for attention. He's transforming vulnerability into elegance. Stage as mirror, fashion as metaphor. His stage is a mirror reflecting what modern fandom has become. A dialogue between artist and audience. When he wears something extravagant, fans don't just see luxury. They see possibility. They see permission to express themselves more freely, to find beauty outside traditional boxes. Fashion in his hands becomes democratic. It tells every viewer, you don't need to look like everyone else to belong. You just need to own who you are. That message, subtle but powerful, explains why his fandom spans ages and genders. He's not selling rebellion. He's offering resonance. And that's how fashion transcends vanity to become emotional storytelling. A master of controlled glamour. Behind the glittering lights, every look is carefully balanced. High drama but never chaos, flamboyance but never excess. This is what we can call controlled glamour. The ability to dazzle without losing authenticity. Yuning has mastered that rare equilibrium. His concert wardrobe doesn't drown him, it frames him. The audience's gaze moves from outfit to face to gesture, realizing that everything he wears exists to emphasize who he already is. That's the secret difference between looking expensive and looking powerful. The future of men's fashion begins here. Liu Yuning's stage choices mirror a global trend, the collapse of gender barriers in luxury fashion. The modern era of couture no longer asks, is this for men or women? But does this express something true? He embodies that question perfectly. For many Chinese male fans, his performance opens a psychological door. They might never wear metallic shoulder pads or pink jackets, but they start to imagine new possibilities of self-presentation. Less rigid, more creative, more alive. That's cultural evolution disguised as a concert outfit. The man who became the couture. As the final spotlight dimmed and the last note lingered in the air, Liu Yuning stood still for a moment, his white robe catching the last shimmer of gold light. The crowd roared. Cameras flashed. But what remained was not just an image, it was an imprint of a man who turned performance into art and style into language. The truth is simple. Fashion didn't make Liu Yuning look powerful. He made fashion look alive. When he walks on stage, haute couture stops being fabric, it becomes feeling. And that's why every concert, every outfit, every note he sings reminds us of one thing. In a world full of trends, authenticity will always be the most timeless look.